Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into something really, really cool. One of the most exciting parts of programming, actually. We're going to learn how to make your program talk to a person. And maybe even more importantly, how to make it listen. So let's jump right in. I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? Every single time a game greets you with your username or an app welcomes you back personally, how does it actually know who you are? Well, I promise you, it is not magic. It's code, and we are about to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it's done. So this is our goal right here. Something simple, something personal. We're going to build a tiny Python program that asks for a name and then uses that name to say hello. Now, I know it might seem basic, but trust me, this is the absolute foundation for pretty much any interactive experience you can think of. Okay, first things first. Before our program can start handling text from a user, we need to understand how Python sees text in the first place. And in the world of Python, text has a very specific name, and that name is a string. It's a really simple concept when you get down to it. A string is just any sequence of characters. We're talking letters, numbers, symbols, spaces, as long as it's wrapped up in quotation marks. You can think of it like a little digital box where you can label and store any piece of text you want. So check this out. In this line of code, we're creating a variable, which is really just a container, and we're calling it message. Then, using that equal sign, we're basically placing the string hello world right inside of it. And that's it. We've just successfully stored a piece of text inside our program's memory. All right, so we know how to store text that we write into the code, but that's not very interactive, is it? The real fun begins when we start getting text from an actual live user. And for that, we have this amazing little tool called the input function. Seriously, you can think of this thing as your program's ears. Whenever your code gets to an input function, the whole program just pauses. It displays a message on the screen and waits. It will not do anything else until the user types something in and hits that enter key. And here's what it looks like in action. We create a new variable, username. Then we tell the input function to ask the question, what is your name? So whatever the user types in response, Python just scoops it up and stores it right inside that username variable for us to use later. Pretty cool, right? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. We have our own text stored in a string, and we have the user's text stored in another string. Now, let's see what kind of fun stuff we can do when we put them together. You know, once you've got a string, it's not just a static piece of text. You can really start playing with it. You can combine them, which is what we're about to do. You can also do things like change the whole thing to uppercase or lowercase, or even ask Python how long the string is. But for our program, the most important operation is definitely combining them. Now, this is super important. The little plus sign, it actually does different things depending on what you give it. With numbers, 2 plus 2 gives you 4. But with strings, the plus sign doesn't do math. It does something called concatenation, which is just a fancy word for squishing them together, end to end. So hello plus world becomes hello world. No spaces, just slammed together. And hey, just as a quick example of the other cool things strings can do, check this out. Strings have these built-in tools called methods. If you have the string hello and you just tack on .upper to the end of it, Python instantly transforms it into HLLO. It's a really powerful feature you'll use all the time. So we have all our ingredients. We know what a string is, we know how to get one from the user, and we know how to combine them. So now, for the final piece of the puzzle, showing our finished creation back to the user. For that, we use the print function. It's the perfect counterpart to what we learned earlier. If the input function was the program's ears, then you can think of print function as its mouth. Literally anything you put inside those parentheses will be displayed right on the screen for the user to see. And right here, this is where we connect all the dots. We are telling our program to print a combination of two things. First, our own handwritten string, hello, comma, and then, right after that, whatever text is currently being stored inside that username variable. All right, time for the main event. Let's put it all together. We've learned about the individual pieces. We've got strings, input, and print. Now, let's assemble them into our very first fully functional interactive program. The logic here is basically a simple three-step recipe. Step 1, we listen to the user with input. Step 2, we prepare our personalized message by combining strings with that plus sign. And finally, step 3, we talk back to the user with print. That's it. That is the entire game plan. And here is what that recipe looks like as actual code. It's so clean, right? It does exactly what we planned. First, this input line gets the user's name and stores it. Second, we create this greeting variable by combining hello, whatever name they gave us, and an exclamation point. And finally, the print line displays that complete final greeting on the screen. And this is the magic moment. This is what it looks like when you run the code. The program asks for a name, the user types Alice and hits enter, and instantly, the program uses that information to print out hello Alice. It works. It's a real conversation.
Just take a second to let that sink in. What we've just done, it isn't just some small programming trick. This simple back and forth, getting input, processing it a little, and creating a new output, this is the fundamental building block for almost any interactive software you've ever used, from chatbots to video games.
So that's the core of it. You now have the fundamental key to making programs that don't just run from top to bottom, but that actually interact with people. The door is now wide open. So the only question left is, what conversation are you going to start?